Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Well, my plane was supposed to take off about 2-3 hours ago. Plane's ready! I feel like I'm in that last Seinfeld episode. Yeah, it's pretty damn obvious my vacation's been canceled. And to make things worse, I've been put back on the schedule at one of my jobs. So when I say my vacation's canceled, it's canceled. So I won't even have any extra time for videos and whatnot. This beyond effing sucks. But I can't even begin to describe to you how I felt Friday because I almost went a week earlier. I should have been there that week because I was originally going to go the week this happened. When the earthquake hit Japan and the tsunami. But it was $200 cheaper to go this week. So I'm also having just a little bit of survivor's guilt and having, those dodge bullet feelings. But it's far worse than that. Because I still want to go to Japan. But I can't. Not for a long time. Because it is going to take them a very long time to rebuild, to repair. They didn't get a 1 punch. They got a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. They got a triple punch and maybe a quadruple punch because guess what? A volcano just erupted in South Japan. So this is beyond huge. I mean, everything is being turned a little upside down here. I don't think you understand that. I think even the anime industry itself is going to be affected, if you think about it. Because if the nuclear power plants do fully melt down, and the radiation seeps to Tokyo, and more volcanoes go off, then, yeah, I don't think Japan's going to be in the mood to progress that industry some more with the so I think you guys should expect less series to come up, but it's more than that. I didn't even, like on Saturday night, I go to the gym and watch Adult Swim because that's anime night. I didn't even feel like watching anime because when I watched it, it was like too soon kind of deal. I've also been thinking, am I too old for this now? But Japan's the only place in the world that I want to see. Alright, the last 48 hours have obviously sucked. I mean, Friday, I was beyond depressed, sad, sick is, I guess, the word I should describe how I felt. Saturday, completely different emotions. Saturday, I was pissed all day long. Friday, I felt sad and depressed and shocked, knowing that I could have been there. Because you don't think you understand, it was less than 48 hours before I was supposed to fly out. But Saturday has been an angry day for me. Because when I went because like I said, I've been doing double shifts at my jobs to earn more spending money, and all day long I kept hearing from everybody was this. So how are you doing? Oh, hi, how are you on this glorious Saturday morning? Like shit. Like every other person's asking me, how are you? How are you? How are you? And I would just give them a short answer saying, well, my vacation's been canceled. And you know what upsets me? Is the instant reaction is laughter. People are laughing at me. It's like, your vacation was canceled? Pfft, loser. Like, I've had one person actually laugh hardcore. It's like, ha 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 ha. And then when I tell them, oh, where are you going to go? Cancun? Cancun, baby! And I said, no, I was going to Japan. And then people think I'm lying. It's like, oh, Dada, you're just being funny. Ha ha ha. You're not really, oh, you're serious. You really were going to Japan. Nobody goes to Japan. And several people I've told this to, they think it's hilarious. They're all laughing. They're laughing at me. They're laughing at this. They think this is one big joke. Oh, no, that's lovely. I've had two people actually say this. Well, it's a good thing it happened to Japan and not us. I had one person say, well, it's the Japanese. They bombed Pearl Harbor. Screw them, huh? Being a hardcore anime fan the past 12 years, being into their culture, learning their language, this feels like it's my second home that's been destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to describe in words how I'm feeling, alright? I guess a way I feel is this. I feel like in the original Star Wars movie, when they're on their way to Alderaan, and then Alderaan was blown up. You know, that's a really sick feeling when you want to go somewhere, and now the place you want to go to no longer exists. Okay, yeah, I know, it's still there, but the cities are trashed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just want to go now just to stimulate their economy, because when their stock market opened today, their whole economy went down 5% overnight. That's huge. So I just want to go just to stimulate their economy now. And some people are like, dude, maybe you should have just still gone. I mean, Tokyo held the earthquake pretty well. All right, first of all the anime museums I wanted to go to are closed. The Akihabara is closed. All the tour places are shut down. And the Tokyo defense minister and the Tokyo foreign minister are saying all tourists do not come here. But this isn't just about me. This is about the fact that this has been hands down one of the worst disasters to happen, not just to Japan, but in recorded. This in many ways is worse than the Indonesia tsunami, because this hit hardcore areas, and because this is a 1, 2, 3 punch. First, a 9.0 earthquake, followed by a tsunami, followed by a nuclear reactor melting down, followed by a volcano erupting. What the hell did Japan do to deserve this? Oh yeah, the lolicon. Yeah, maybe, okay. Or the whaling, I don't know. No, I don't know. Really, this isn't happening to Iran, this isn't happening to Libya, or whatever. I don't want this to be all negative. There is good news. I just read a report that there is actually a light side to all of this. The Japanese people have really come together on this. There's a big report out. There's almost no looting whatsoever. There's very little looting going on. Very few people are taking advantage of this. Some of the Japanese victims who've been rescued, like they'd have some workers come over and get them out of the rubble. Some Japanese people who've been rescued, right after they got rescued, instead of heading over to the shelter, instead of heading over with the other survivors, some of them immediately after getting rescued joined the rescue squad itself. In other words, well, if they got rescued, you know what, you guys help rescue me, I'm gonna help you guys rescue some other people too. In Tokyo, I just read a report that the Japanese convenience stores and supermarkets are giving free food away to the victims. Some of the vending machines, Tokyo is notorious for having vending machines everywhere, not just serving soda, but cigarettes, beer, panties. Anyway, some of the vending machine companies have ordered that that all the vending machines distribute free water, free soda, free food to anyone who needs it. They've even lowered the prices on everything. The United States' response has been amazing. The USS Ronald Reagan has been there. They've already sent out 20 rescue helicopters. I also hope this severely improves Japan-U.S. relations. Now, Japan has always been an ally of America, obviously, and we've had a military base in Japan since World War II for obvious reasons. Now, 2 years ago, and I was going to talk about this, the second-to-last Japanese Prime Minister made a big campaign promise to get rid of the American military base that was there. And there's a lot of Japanese people who... Japanese-American-U.S. relations were starting to sour a little bit because, the Japanese were going, Yankee go home, get the American military base off of our land. And I said, do we really need a military base in Japan? I mean, World War II's over, what's it still doing there? So I was also saying, just for budget reasons, But right now, I bet the Japanese are really glad that base was there, because that military base that the Japanese people wanted to get rid of is, that's ground central. That's mission control for the rescue so far. and they've been hugely helpful so far. So there's a lot of good stuff. And by the way, if the nuclear reactor, it hasn't done a meltdown, it's done a partial meltdown. This isn't Chernobyl. This is more like 3 Mile Island, where it does a partial meltdown, where the rods are useless now, but it's not going to... By the way, even if it goes off, you need to know this. Nuclear power plants do not go off like a nuclear bomb. That's an absolute lie. That's a myth. I've already known that. Everybody opposed to nuclear energy. No, we can't have nuclear power plants, because if it melts down, it'll go off like a nuclear bomb. No, nuclear bombs go off like nuclear bombs. A nuclear power plant, yes, it'll melt down, and yes, it'll leak radiation, but it's not like Terminator 2, where it's like boom and everything's destroyed in its path. Yes, there could be a fire, but so far, if it were to have melted down, they've already prevented full-scale meltdowns, and there's already been 2 small explosions, but no 2 major ones, so they may contain that. But I would encourage anime fans to save up, because now you have a mission and a reason to go to Japan. Because the minute the foreign minister says tourists can come back here, we need to go back, now for a whole new reason to stimulate their economy, to help them recover. And obviously, I want to do a pledge. There's already Red Cross is already doing some donations, so I am pledging that this weekend, all the tips I earn for the next 3 days, I will donate for foreign aid to the Japanese. It's either going to be Red Cross or Grace. I will actually. I'm going to put links up around here if you guys want to make a donation too. So this will hopefully help out. But yeah, I've been feeling all kinds of emotions. Shock and also fright. But here's what's creepy. Remember in my last video when I said that before I was going to Japan, I was getting nervous? Because the minute I booked the trip, I was excited, I was nuts, but I'm not making this up. A week before I was supposed to go, I started getting a weird, sick feeling in my gut. And I had a strange, bizarre feeling Tuesday that I was not going to go. And at first I said to myself, well, maybe I'm just thinking that because my Japanese isn't as caught up as I thought it was. Maybe because I realized a week and a half before I was going, when I talked to some actual Japanese foreign exchange students, and my Japanese wasn't as good as I thought it was, I screwed up on some lines, and I realized, wow, maybe I'm not ready for this trip or whatever. And that's what I started having, but I'm not kidding. I had a weird, sick feeling a week before this happened that something bad was going to happen. Like, I got little omens. Like, I went to a Japanese place, for lunch to practice, and I got a fortune cookie. I got my first fortune cookie was empty. And what I mean it was empty, that means there was no fortune in it. And I was like, uh-oh, that can't be good. And even the waiter, even the Japanese waiter is like, oh, empty fortune cookie, not a good sign. It's like, that's a bad omen. So then he gave me another fortune cookie. I swear I'm not making this up. Fortune cookie said, and I quote, "Your humor will get you through tough times." And I actually said when I read that out loud, I was like, wow, definitely not something I wanted to read before I go to a Japanese trip. Now? But that's another sick thing, is that this is almost 2012 stuff. It's almost 2012! And a lot of the stuff that they predicted would happen in 2012 is happening! 9.0 earthquakes, tsunamis, volcano eruptions.